Welcome to Organic Chat, your weekly dose of wisdom, wonder, and a little kick of clarity for this wild ride called life. And this is PJ. Let me ask you something here. Have you ever worked your heart on something, a project, a relationship, a dream, and then got totally tangled up in what if? What if it doesn't work? And what if it doesn't appreciate, if nobody appreciates it? Or what if I fail? Yeah, we have all been there, right? But today we are going to flip the script and we are going to dive into a timeless truth from Bhagavad Gita that is basically the life coach. Do your duty, leave the rest. Or in Sanskrit, Karmanye Vadhikaraste Phaleshu Kadachana. It's a translation. You have got the right to do your actions, not the results, right? And that's the freedom we are going to talk about. So now, in this episode, we are going to have a full circle from exam halls to the office politics and farmers sowing seeds and teachers shaping lives, from parenting to pure love and even the creative hustle. And we'll explore the Karma Yoga and isn't doing less, but it's doing better with peace in your pocket and purpose in your heart. So take a deep breath, shake off the stress, and let's dive into the art of effort without anxiety. Because when you stop chasing outcomes, you start living with freedom. Karmanye Vadhikaraste Phaleshu Kadachana. Don't worry, I think we'll break that into simple words. Basically, it means you have the right to do your work, but you don't have control over the results. Sounds deep, right? But think about it. How much pressure could we drop it if we focused on doing our best instead of worrying about every possible outcome? So in this episode, let's chat about how to actually live this. How to do your duty, leave the rest, and stay chill while still chasing your dreams. And let's dive in this. Now, you know we live in the world where everything is about results, right? Grades, salary, likes, followers, even happiness. Sometimes feels like a competition. But life doesn't always go as planned. There was a time I remember studying all night for an exam, completely ready. And guess what? The question paper was totally different. And that moment it hit me. I did my part, but the result wasn't in my control. And that's what Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna. Focus on what you can. Do not on what you cannot control. Because when you worry too much about the result, you will lose the peace. And your performance too. Right? That's true. And let me tell you a small story here. There was a farmer and he worked day and night on his land. And he plowed the soil, planted the seeds, watered them daily. Then no rain for weeks. Someone asked him, "Aren't you worried about it? What if the rain doesn't come?" He smiled and said, "What he doesn't going to bring is not going to bring the rain. My job is to sow the seeds and nature will handle the rest." And that is Karma Yoga. He did not sit back doing nothing. He worked hard, but he did not let the outcome steal his peace. And that's what we forget sometimes. We plant, but we want to control the weather too. Yes or no? Now let's bring it closer to our real life. In every office, there are two kinds of people. One constantly says, "What will I get from this project? What will I get credit?" And the other just focuses on doing a great job. Guess who sleeps better at night? The second person, when you attach your happiness to results, promotions, praise, or even someone's opinion, you will always be chasing peace. But when you attach your happiness to effort, peace becomes natural. It's like cooking. You can make the best meal with love and care, but you cannot force everyone to like that taste, right? Your part is cooking well. That's all. Yes? So the rest is the other's opinion. And there is a story of a school teacher in a small town. She used to teach for over 30 years, never got a big award, never became famous, but her students went on to do amazing things, doctors, artists, even leaders. One of them came back years later and said, "Man, you changed my life." And she simply said, "I was just doing my job. You did the rest. See, what that means is to act without attachment. Her joy came from teaching, not the trophies. Sometimes we don't see that fruits of our actions immediately, right? But that doesn't mean our efforts are wasted. Karma Yoga teaches us that nothing done with sincerity ever goes to waste. That is for true. Let's talk about relationships. Now, this idea works here many times. We love someone, a partner or a friend or a parent, and we expect the same love back in the same way. We do that. And people express love differently. When we tie the love to expectation, it starts with feel heavy. Love freely, give because you want to, not because of you expect. That's also Karma Yoga. Acting with love without the pressure of return will be real love. So, how do we actually live this? How do we take action on all this? Here are some simple ways that you can focus on the process, not the price. Do your job, study or cook or create, and enjoy it. When you love the journey, success becomes a byproduct. Let's go off overthinking. Do what's in your control. Leave the rest to the time, destiny, or good. Be present. Most anxiety comes from worrying about the future. But your power lies in the present moment, in what you're doing right now. Now, at work, give your best effort. And don't tie your happiness to promotions or praising. When you focus on those excellence recognitions or that will follow naturally. In relationship, love purely and don't give affection expecting it back in the same form. Real love is giving without a contract. In parenting, guide your child with care, but remember you cannot control their destiny. You are a gardener, not the owner of the tree, right? In creativity, when you write songs or write something, do your heart, don't ask, will people like it? Art is born from the detachment, becomes timeless. Karma Yoga is not about doing less, it is about doing better with a peaceful mind. When you work with attachment, every failure hurts your ego. When you work with detachment, every result becomes a lesson. That is true. I've learned a lot on this. So, let's take a small break here. Just close your eyes and just breathe deeply. Say to yourself that I will do my duty with love and I release my attachment to the results. My peace doesn't depend on success or failure. Remember these lines. And do your rest and do your best and leave the rest. It is not just the quote, it is a way of living lighter, freer and happier. Nothing as much. And to take away, my friends, next time when you feel anxious about how things will turn out, pause, breathe and remind yourself you have done your part and let life handle the rest. And because this real peace isn't the result, it's in knowing that you gave your best with a good heart. Thank you for listening to Organic Chat. If today's message touched your heart, share it with someone who might need this reminder. Until my next episode, stay kind, stay grounded, and keep doing your duty without the worry. Love you all.